Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're jumping right into a seriously profound text, the Akashic Synergy, Seva, Karma, and the Path to Moksha. We're going to explore how the simple act of charitable giving doesn't just feel good, it actually immediately clears life's blockages. So let's get into it. Have you ever wondered what exactly happens when you combine the practice of charity with positive intentional action? Like, what is the actual synergy there? Well, it turns out it's not just about getting that warm, fuzzy feeling in the moment. According to the text, our actions, specifically how we give to others, can literally lead to true spiritual liberation and freedom from suffering. It's the core mechanism for getting unstuck. The idea here is that what we do today directly maps out our escape from the whole cycle of suffering. So how exactly does this synergy work? Let's take a look. Okay, let's dive into this. The text gives us this profound yet remarkably simple equation, S plus K equals M. I know, it kind of looks like something straight out of high school algebra, right? But it actually represents the deepest spiritual mechanics of our existence. S stands for Seva, K is for Karma, and M is Moksha. By putting these three interconnected variables together, we're literally looking at a blueprint for spiritual evolution. But to really grasp how this plays out in our everyday lives, we first need to understand how we travel through time. Think of your life as a journey on this never-ending road. You've got the past, marked as step 1 here, which is basically all your accumulated baggage from previous births. The text tells us that the life you're living right now, it's entirely based on that past accumulation. But now, what's really interesting about this slide is step 2, the present. This is where your actual power is. Every single step you take right now leaves a footprint, and those current footprints directly shape your future destination, step 3, based on all that past baggage. You're not just wandering aimlessly, you are actively paving where you go next. So let's break down the first major tool we have to pave that path. And that brings us to the S in our equation, Seva. The text defines Seva as the act of helping, donating towards charity, or just serving others. But there's a huge catch. You have to do it absolutely without expecting any reward, any profit, or even a simple pat on the back in return. No recognition whatsoever. That's the tough part, isn't it? It's this massive spiritual practice meant to cultivate deep compassion, build real humility, and, most importantly, significantly reduce the ego. So, Seva isn't just cutting a check. It's a profound internal shift. You give purely for the sake of giving. And when you manage to do that, that is when you engage the second variable, karma. Moving to the K in our equation, we have karma. Now, we generally know this as the universal law of cause and effect, but the text points out the sheer scale of it. It's not just your actions, your thoughts, your intentions, your words, literally all of it influences the quality of the life you're living right now. It's all entirely based on accumulated karma. Accrue good karma, and you're born into a better situation. Bad karma, you're going to face some hardships. It's like this massive invisible ledger tracking absolutely everything you put out into the universe. And when you mix Seva, that selfless charity we just talked about, with the mechanics of karma, well, the results are wild. And this brilliantly illustrates the stark contrast we face every single day. Look at the dynamic here. When you act with good intentions, when you donate and really practice Seva, you create this incredible positive Akashic synergy. And the immediate benefit? It actively clears your path. It actually removes life's blockages right then and there. It's a real-time spiritual clearing mechanism. But contrast that with the other side. Bad actions just pile up hardships, bringing you difficult experiences in this life and the next birth. So creating that positive synergy is absolutely crucial for propelling us toward the ultimate goal. Let's move to and see how this builds. Right into the final ultimate variable, M, Moksha. This is it, the absolute ultimate goal. Moksha is total liberation. It is complete, absolute freedom from the whole cycle of rebirth. When a soul hits moksha, it doesn't just relocate. It ceases being reborn entirely and merges straight into the ultimate reality, which is called Brahman. We are talking about absolute freedom from desires, from ignorance, and from all that heavy karma we just discussed. It's the ultimate spiritual finish line. But, how do we practically get there? Well, the source gives us a specific 4-step roadmap to transcend all that karma. Step 1 is literally what we've been talking about, donating to the Akashic synergy. Then step 2 is practicing devotion, step 3 is meditation, and step 4 is gaining spiritual knowledge. So the crucial point is this. Across every single one of these steps, you have to perform your duties selflessly, totally without attachment to the results. Doing that is what actually purifies the soul and systematically strips away the heavy weight of karma. And the text describes achieving moksha in just this incredibly beautiful, emotionally resonant way. It calls it waking up from a long dream of suffering and attachment. Just think about that for a second. All the struggles, the ego trips, the endless cycle of cause and effect, it's all framed as just a dream. By practicing Seva and building positive karma, you're basically shaking yourself awake. It's this dramatic shift from dark illusion straight into the brilliant light of ultimate reality. It means your spiritual journey isn't a punishment, it's literally an awakening. Which brings us full circle right back to our starting point. S plus K equals M. Seva plus karma equals moksha. This profound Akashic synergy equation is your primary, practical takeaway for achieving a liberated spiritual state. By selflessly helping others and donating with pure intentions, you immediately generate the positive karma needed to clear the roadblocks in your life right now. You purify your soul step by step until you finally reach that liberated state, totally free from the cycle of suffering. It's essentially the spiritual physics of getting unstuck. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to directly challenge you with one final thought. Knowing that your life is this continuous, never-ending road, and knowing that this S plus K equals M equation is constantly running in the background, what will your next footprint be? Are you going to let your next step be driven by ego, accumulating more heavy karma? Or will you step forward with selfless intention, practicing Seva, clearing your path, and moving one step closer to finally waking up from the dream? The choice of what kind of karma you accumulate with your very next step is entirely yours. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.